Okay, well, up until now I haven't been doing a lot of talking. It's just been pretty much straight cuts, square cuts, rip cuts, cross cuts. But this element's a little bit critical to this design. This is going to be a cutout to create almost like an arched pediment. Probably not the right word. But what I'm going to do here is this is the top part of the face frame. I'm going to call it the crest. It's 33 inches long. So I've got to find the center of that, which is going to be about 16 and a half. And I'm going to square that line down right here. And then let me go a little farther with that. Bring it down a little bit. Now what's going to happen is there's going to be a circle in here. It's going to cut out at the top, though. There's going to be an arc missing. So what I want to do, I want to set my combo square here for 1.5 inches. And that's where I want to make my mark. So that's my mark. Just so you can visualize what I'm talking about here. That's kind of what it's going to look like. That's my test piece. So let's head to the drill press and I'll get this thing cut out. Now, hopefully you can still hear me. I've got the drill press on the slowest speed. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch through with the pilot bit. And I'm going to go really slowly because speed in this case kills. See, they're starting to score. And in a couple minutes, we'll have a nice 3-inch diameter circle. And that's it, all the way through. Clamper here, and let's take a look. There you have it. Well, now on to the next step. Well, what my plan's calls for now is a nice taper. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set my combo square up 1.5 inches. And I'm going to make marks on the ends here. So I'm going to come up from the bottom. Make sure you get that right. I almost went from the top there. I'm going to make a mark there. Probably can't see that because my mitts are in the way. Get a mark there. Same thing on the other side. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over from my circle. Let's call it, I don't know, 1/2 inch. Sound good to everybody? It's really kind of arbitrary. It's up to you. I think 1/2 inch will work for me. And I'll make my mark here. And also on the other side. Take my trusty straight edge, also known as framing square. Line up my marks. Break a line. And screw it up. There we go. That's better. Strike another line. Same thing on the other side. The mark's lined up. Ooh. Taking you for a ride there for a minute. And if you can see the marks, we're in good shape. Now I'm going to cut these out. Cut these off with the bandsaw. If you have a tapering jig, you can feel free to use it. I don't have one. I haven't bothered to build one yet, so I'll be cutting this at the bandsaw, leaving the line, and clean it up either with a hand plane or on the joiner. We'll see what happens. So I'll go do that now. Well, you might have noticed one of my stiles kind of snapped off there when I was putting the face frame together. And see what happened here. Actually broke right along a knot that went all the way through the width of the piece, and a little bit of bark inclusion in there. That'll happen from time to time when you're using knotty wood. So what am I going to do? How am I going to fix it? I'm certainly not going to cut another piece. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take some blue tape. Already got a piece on there. I'm going to mix up a little bit of epoxy. You've seen me use this before if you touch my channel at all. And I mean a little bit. Don't need much for this fix. A little hardener. A little bit of resin. $50-50. 1-to-1. Half resin, half hardener. And we're going to mix these two together. Now this is 5-minute epoxy, so it's not going to take long for it to harden up. Got some wax paper down so it doesn't get everywhere. I'm going to just brush it on. To my piece here. Get it good and coated. Nice thing about epoxy is it is actually a structural fix. Just a little bit more for good measure. You don't want to use too much because this stuff is a pain in the rear to clean up. Now you're just going to get your piece in the orientation it was in and push it together. What's the blue tape for? Well, that's my clamp. Just like that. Fold it over. I'm going to let that sit for, it's 5-minute epoxy, but you know, I'd probably give it overnight. Just to be on the safe side. I'll come back tomorrow and hopefully that'll be taken care of. Well, it's been close enough to 24 hours, I think. The epoxy should be pretty well cured, so let's see how we made up with our little finish, or our little fix here. Pull the clamp off. In this case I wrapped it with some, I had to redo it because it came apart again. I didn't have enough clamping pressure, so wrapped it with a little wax paper. And I'll bring you in here. We'll take a look if I can get the angle. There it is. Pretty much rock solid. So the best part about it is, since this is a face frame, it's going to be glued and nailed to the front of my cabinet. Once it is, that thing won't go anywhere.